This PPT is on cell biology. The topic will be mitochondria. So this mitochondria was first discovered by Richard Altman in the year 1890, and it was a pathologist from Germany. And this mitochondria are membrane-bound organelles which is present in cytoplasm of all eukaryotic cells, that is well-defined nucleus, which produce adenosine triphosphate, that is called as ATP, as we all know it. And the main energy molecule used by the cell is ATP. And this mitochondria is said to be powerhouse of the cell because it is the main role for oxidative phosphorylation, energy producer, etc. And it is a double membrane bound organelles found in most eukaryotic organisms, and they are found inside the cytoplasm and essentially function as the cell's digestive system, thereby it acts as a role in digestion of these. Then it play a major role in breaking down nutrients and generating energy rich molecules for the whole cell, and many of the biochemical reactions involved in cellular respiration which takes place within the mitochondria. And the term mitochondria is derived from the Greek words mitos and chondrion, which means thread and granules like structure. And this slide shows the mitochondria structure where various parts like matrix, mitochondrial DNA, ribosomes, ATP synthase, granules, porins, intermembrane space, inner membrane, outer membrane. Each part is having its own role and its function is very important for the cell digestion. And this slides is about the structure of mitochondria. So as I have already informed you in the previous slide, it is a double membrane structure with a rod shaped structure found in both plant and animal cells. Its size ranges from 0.5 to 1 micrometer in diameter. And the structure comprises an outer membrane, an inner membrane, and a gel-like material called the matrix. And the outer membrane and the inner membrane are made up of proteins and phospholipid layers separated by the intermembrane space. And the outer membrane covers the surface of the mitochondria and has a large number of special protein known as porins. Another part is cristae. So this cristae is the inner membrane of mitochondria, which is rather complex in structure, and it has many folds that form a layered structure called cristae, and this helps in increasing the surface area inside the organelle. And this cristae and the proteins of the inner membrane aid in the production of ATP molecules, and the inner membrane is strictly permeable only to oxygen and ATP molecules, and a number of chemical reactions takes place within the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Next comes mitochondrial matrix. So it is a viscous fluid that contains a mixture of enzymes and proteins. It also comprises ribosomes, inorganic ions, mitochondrial DNA, nucleotide cofactors, and organic molecules. And the enzyme present in the matrix play an important role in the synthesis of ATP molecules, as I have mentioned in the previous slide. This slide shows about the interesting facts about mitochondria. As I have told you earlier, it is the powerhouse of the cell, and these cell organelles are responsible for producing ATP molecules, which is used for energy throughout the cell, and thereby metabolism occurs. And these mitochondria are also able to manufacture their proteins with the help of their own ribosomes. Since we know that proteins are responsible for the site of a ribosome where a translation occurs. The total number of mitochondria in a cell varies with their energy requirement, that is ATP, with the enzyme ATP synthase, and these cells that require more energy to complete their metabolism will have especially high numbers of mitochondria. The more number of mitochondria, the more ATP is produced. That's what they are coming to say. And the muscle cells are the only cells with a high number of mitochondria. So the muscle cells will have more amount of ATP productions, and this is mainly because the muscles require more energy for their mobility and other muscular activities. The required energy is supplied by the mitochondria. The next comes apoptosis. We know that apoptosis is a programmed cell death, which generally begins in mitochondria. And other specialized functions include apoptosis controlling the cell cycle, cell growth, and detoxifying ammonia in the liver cells. And any irregularity in the functions of mitochondria can have a direct effect on human health. The symptoms of mitochondrial disorders vary from person to person, and Alpers disease and Barth syndrome are examples of mitochondrial disorders. And these mitochondria are quite similar to some bacteria because these cell organelles have their own DNA, which is located in the matrix, and they also comprise a double layered membrane composed of lipids, that is phospholipids, just like a prokaryotic membrane. And the total number of mitochondria per cell maybe varies, and RBC are the only cells in the human body which lack mitochondria, so it does not have any energy for doing its function. Then other cells include liver cells and muscle cells, which comprise hundreds to thousands of mitochondria. The size and shapes of mitochondria vary with their functions. Based on the energy requirement by these cells, mitochondria change shapes and respond quickly according to the situations of the cell. When cell needs more energy, the mitochondria reproduce by growing larger and then dividing. When the cell needs less energy, some mitochondria become inactive or then this slide shows about the functions of mitochondria, and the important function of mitochondria is to produce energy through the process of oxidative phosphorylation, which involves the following process, that is, it regulates the metabolic activity of the cell. Second, it promotes the growth of new cells and cell multiplication. Third, it helps in detoxifying ammonia in the liver cells. And fourth, it plays an important role in apoptosis or programmed cell death. And it is responsible for building certain parts of the blood and various hormones like testosterone and estrogen. And it helps in maintaining an adequate concentration of calcium ions within the compartment of the cells. It is also involved in various cellular activities like cellular differentiation, cell signaling, cell senescence, controlling the cell cycle, and also in cell growth.